8-0 on the year. And also, Dom, if they would have won 2 more, they would have tied the 1963 record for best start. Reigning Pac-10 Player of the Week, Derek Jones sends a drive to deep right center and into the pine trees for his 3rd home run of the young season. He gives the Cougars a 3-1 lead to start. And later in the inning, for WSU, there was more to come. Starting pitcher for the Utes, Andrew Wilding, starts to lose control, throwing the wild pitch, which advances Matt Argyropoulos to second. Next pitch, Michael Weber makes him pay, hitting the wall in right center, scoring Argyropoulos, and he pushed the lead to 4-1, and that was the end of the road for Wilding. He only went 4 innings, giving up 5 earned runs, also 2 walks and 7 hits on his line score. A new pitcher did not help the Utes, though, as Ryan Peterson singles past the diving Tyler Yagi to score Weber, and the Cougs scored 3 in the 5th to grab a 5-1 lead. 9th inning now, it was Cougar closer Adam Conley's time to work his magic. Cougs trying to protect a 6-2 lead. First batter grounded out, and the second batter of the inning tries to battle, but as you see right there, takes a seat on the inside fastball called for strike 3. Utah was down to their final out, and Conley gets Ryan Gummison to ground out to third, and that closes the door on the Utes as the Cougars move to 8-0 on the season. And Dominic, they ended up losing one game on Sunday, but still a great start for WSU baseball. Almost tied the 1963 mark for starting off 10-0 on the season, and Coach Marbut's really done a great job with a team that lost a lot of seniors.
Now, Riley, I know you've actually had the pleasure of calling some of those games for local radio. What can we expect from this team? They've started off very hot with a great record against some solid opponents. Are they going to make a trip to the Collegiate World Series again?
You know, I don't know if they can make it to the World Series, but I really think they can make another NCAA tournament bid. Right now, there's probably 3 good teams in the Pac-10, Arizona State, UCLA. They're both undefeated right now. But WSU's still in the rankings, so you have 3 teams, maybe even 4 with Stanford in the rankings right now. So it's a tougher conference than last year, but this team has shown they can win a lot of different types of games. They've won pitchers duels with Chad Arnold. He's been a great ace so far for WSU. Went a complete game, only gave up 1 run on Friday night, but WSU also can swing the lumber. They're hitting over 360 as a team, and although they got stymied a bit on Sunday, if you hit 360 as a team, you're going to go places.
See, that's my question for you. We saw big-time home run stuff, but are we a pitcher's team? We'll see. Well, KELSEY HODGIN caught up with head coach Donnie MARBUT at the post-game press conference. Let's hear what he had to say about the weekend.
Yeah, it was a good series. They're a good club. They showed up on a hot streak, so it was nice to play well early, and just got to credit Utah. We really won a sweep, but got to credit Utah. They played really, really well on Sunday. The guy pitched a great ball game, just got beat.
Last week we had a few technical difficulties and were not able to air the latest edition of Face Off. We didn't want you to miss it, so let's take it to KELSEY HODGIN to see who the latest winner is.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Face Off. I'm KELSEY HODGIN, and with me tonight is last week's winner, CECIL, and his opponent for the week, NERO THREET. A lot of things are happening in the sports world, so let's get to it. First topic, the NFL draft is just around the corner, and the NFL Combine is in full swing. The biggest question mark heading into the draft is Tim Tebow. Will Tebow's success at quarterback position translate to the NFL? We had a coin toss before to see who would go first, and this is going to head to NERO.
All right, let me start by saying Tim Tebow is a winner. So, yeah, I think he is going to be a good NFL quarterback. No one works harder than Tebow. We all know that. He's a hard worker. And another thing is he keeps his promises. We all know about the Ole Miss speech last year. He goes in there and he leads his team to the national championship and a win. And, yeah, you can't go against Tim Tebow. He's going to be great.
My thing with Tim Tebow is that he's had ample opportunity to prove that he can play the quarterback position at the NFL level. He's just chosen not to. In the Senior Bowl, he had trouble with snaps. He let a few throws sail on him, and he revamped his throwing motion, but he didn't throw at the combine. I'll tell you what, his numbers, except for the 40 time, topped out in the top 5 for tight ends. With the tight end position kind of changing with Dallas Clark and Antonio Gates is more of a flex tight end. Why not give that a try?
Okay, we all know he changed his delivery and his mechanics, and he's been working with NFL quarterbacks. So yeah, definitely he's really determined that he's going to change. And when Tim Tebow says something, I like to believe him. And yeah, he's been working on it. He's working with NFL scouts or NFL quarterback coaches, so he's getting good training, and yeah, he's going to change it up.
I would like to see a team take a chance on him, but I feel like a third-round pick is a waste almost when there are so many other talented players that have a higher ceiling and have the scouts' eyes more than Tim Tebow. So he's very passionate and he's a winner, but this is the NFL.
I agree with you both. I give you points. I think he could do well, like fullback, running back, anything. But he's a quarterback. That's where he's shown promise. So I both give you points, but we'll see how it plays out in the end.
Okay.
Moving on to the second topic, the NBA. Michael Jordan just became majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. Do you think Jordan will run the front office as well as he did the court? Zach, we're going to give you this first chance.
2 words. Kwame Brown. Another 2 words. Adam Morrison.
Ooh.
He has not shown that he can run a front office. And he's had, 8 years? It's been 9 years since he drafted Kwame Brown. And also, he's only worth like $300, $400 million. He has to compete against the Paul Allens, the DeVoys. You're hoping that the collective bargaining agreement comes around and the revenue sharing helps out the smaller teams. But, he hasn't shown it yet. I'd love to see him turn it around, but the futures ranking that I just read on ESPN has the Bobcats dead last.
Well, I'd be stupid to say that the Bobcats are going to be as good as Jordan was as a player. They won 6 titles, so definitely I don't think they're going to be that good. But I do think they have a chance to win a couple of titles. Michael Jordan, he's determined. He learned from his mistakes in Washington. I think he's improved a lot in the front office. He's made some good moves. He picked up Steven Jackson. He's picked up Tyrus Thomas. He's definitely moving the Bobcats in the right direction. They're in the playoff hunt. I definitely think that they can progress and potentially win a championship in the future.
Yeah, he's a gambler. We all know that for his golf escapades. But I'd have to see one of his gambles pay off, and that hasn't happened yet.
All right, good points both ways. It's a close match today. So last topic. Speaking of the number 23, the NBA just announced today that LeBron James filed paperwork to change his number next season from 23 to his Olympic number 6. LeBron says the change is out of respect for his idol, Michael Jordan. Does this mean LeBron is going to jump ship from Cleveland? Nero?
Yeah, it's a good move. Pay homage to the greatest player of all time, And when you think about it, how many players' numbers do you remember that played basketball? And really, Michael Jordan's the first one that stands out, So change his number. No one else should have his number. I think it's a good move, and yeah, great move.
Well, when I think of 6, I think of Dr. J. I think of Bill Russell, and LeBron is just adding to the number 6 legacy. But I hate that he's just stringing these Cleveland fans along because, he filed to change his number, which you don't have to if you change teams. You only have to if you're sticking to that team. So, God, just make up your mind. Are you staying or are you going? The Knicks need to know.
Yeah, I also heard that he repaved his driveway also, and I don't know if that means he's selling his house or if he's just keeping it fresh, if he's gonna stick around. But yeah, I think it's a good move overall, and yeah, number 6, he's gonna sell a lot of jerseys.
A ton of jerseys.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. 6. Yeah, so definitely, I think like financially, it's a good move. It's just a great all-around decision.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not an original move. Kobe changed from 8 to 24. True. Even Jordan changed from 23 to 45. If he's trying to be this original, trendsetter, groundbreaker, he's competing against, Kobe and
I mean,
MJ.
you could look at it that way, but